Hey everybody, welcome back to Newsarama.com's continuing coverage of Comic-Con. I'm Alex Zalvin, here with Justin Tyler, and we are talking to Will Moseley, one of the stars of Prince Caspian.
Hello.
Thanks so much for coming by.
Thank you for having me. I'm really excited to be here. I was just saying earlier, this place blows my mind. It's such a big, fantastic event.
You just came off a giant movie set, and you're like, wow, this Comic-Con is blowing my mind.
It really does blow my mind. Well, it doesn't take much to blow my mind, that's for sure.
So tell us about your role in the movie, in Prince Caspian.
My role is actually very different than the first film. Peter in the first film was obviously very nice, he was kind of selfless. And this film, he's quite selfish. He's quite sort of angry and egotistical, and he sort of doesn't really make good judgments. And one of these judgments he makes, it ends up being a really colossal mistake, especially, and he's kind of clashing with Caspian at this point, and they both have to learn this very valuable mistake of humility. And so later on, they both form together to make this unite bond and take on the evil that, to rid Narnia.
Oh, cool. From the first movie was kind of your first big film, I think, in a certain way. How have things changed for you before and after that film coming out?
Things have changed a lot, I'd never really got a film part before, so doing Narnia was kind of like definitely through a wardrobe experience, to use that cliche. There you go. And just get that one in there. And, so it was cool, I'm just going to go into this amazing film set, sort of, just, riding horses, and then you sort of end this amazing experience, and you kind of forget almost that there's going to be an outcome of it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you kind of forget that there's actually going to be a product at the end of it. So seeing the film was a really interesting experience for me, seeing the big screen, all that kind of thing, and then the support has been I suppose sort of blew my mind as well, how kind people have been and how much they've really enjoyed the films, especially today during the interviews. It was really interesting, sort of like giving someone a little hug as well to support.
Doing a big fantasy epic like this, how is it different from doing it to seeing it? Is it like, I can't believe that's what that looks like? Yeah,
it is, especially like with Aslan and the mythical creatures that we just sort of use our imagination for. So we imagine it and we sort of act to nothing, and then we wait later, and we kind of all have our different individual ideas, and then we see Andrew's, the director's idea, and his just sort of like always seems to one step beyond what you were thinking on. And like the backdrops, you kind of imagine this backdrop, and then Andrew just like put in this incredible scenery. So it's actually really cool seeing the end thing, especially with like the fight sequences, where you got these minotaurs running around like smashing guys, like it's pretty cool.
So the minotaurs aren't real.
Oh, yeah. No.
Well, they are real. They just don't exist in this realm.
Oh, nice. Love it. Coming back from the first production to the second one.
I'm so sorry. I forgot about that. Oh my god, I'm so sorry.
No, that's fine.
That may be Aslan calling.
Yeah, Aslan was just on the phone. I'm really sorry. I'm going to answer that later because this is much more important.
That's the way. He'll be there.
He'll still be there when
He's
I
a
get back.
talking line.
Since we started talking about this, 1,300 years have passed in Narnia.
Yeah,
They have indeed. How crazy is that?
It's
just
so weird.
like that, 1,300 years goes past in Narnia.
That's the way it happens.
So, getting back into it, coming from the first movie to the second movie, cutting back with mostly the same cast and also the same director, was it easy to jump back in, or?
It was. That's a really interesting question because everything's different. The whole scale of this film was up. So, I remember getting into one of the sets, and in the first film, we did use a lot of green screen. A lot of it was imaginary, but this one there wasn't actually as much. They just literally built it. So one of the courtyard sets, I was thinking was going to be all fake. I walk in, it's this huge set, like one of the biggest sets ever created apparently. Runs all the way down to this huge village which they've created. It was the coolest thing I ever thought. And one of my other really great ideas was to have a paintball match in this great big set, because I didn't know what they were going to do with it. So everyone's sort of running around with them paintball guns. You got fawns with paintball guns. I think it could be really fun. But just seeing Andrew's vision and working back with Andrew's, just kind of like, it's like back to the good old days. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I have to imagine the set decorator loved you guys getting pink.
Yeah, exactly. Well, we didn't get to do it in the end, as you can imagine, but I would have loved to have been running around with a paintball gun.
Were you a fan of the books before the movie?
You know, I was a huge fan of the books, and my favourite story actually was Silver Chair. It wasn't Lion Witch Wardrobe or Prince Caspian, it was the Silver Chair, and my character's not actually in that. It's kind of sad, but I would definitely have front row seats to the screening of that.
You could do a thing where you just keep popping into the camera.
Exactly. Hey, I'm still here. I'm in Silver Chair.
Don't forget about me.
Exactly.
In terms of, the movie was very successful when it first came out, Lion Witch and Wardrobe.
Right.
So, at the same time, you have a number of other people trying to launch fantasy epic series that have not been quite as successful. Do you feel coming back for the second movie there's more pressure, or is the pressure off because you know you did the first one and it went well?
I don't think the pressure's ever off. You know, because there's a lot of work involved, and I think this time it was even more pressure almost. I mean, that sounds really weird, but the first one we were kind of like, I don't want to say stabbing in the dark, but we were just pushing something out that hadn't been done before. I mean, I know Harry Potter's been done, but you don't know if this is going to work, if audiences are going to react. And this one, we just wanted to go one step further. You know, the costume department came back, the visual effects team, all of them, the makeup, all of them came back just to lift this, you know, the level of Narnia. And I definitely felt that as well, that I wanted to lift my game and, you know, push it one step further. And so there's obviously an amount of pressure, and you obviously want to rise to the occasion.
Out of the land of Narnia a little bit, do you have anything else coming up? What are you working on?
Well, there's a few things in the pipeline, but I don't really want to talk about it because I don't want to curse it. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, sure. Definitely.
So
I meant paintball matches.
Oh, paintball matches, exactly, yeah. There you go.
We're going right
yeah,
out
we should
there.
definitely go out here.
Yeah.
I don't think any of these people would have any problem with their comic books having paint all over them at all.
You know comic book fans very, very well. All right, well, thank you so much.
Thank you very much for having me.
It was a pleasure.
Thank you. It's fantastic.
Thank you
so
very much. And stay tuned to Newsarama.com for more coverage from Comic-Con.